Good morning, I am Professor Ajay Joshi and today we will discuss bondings in material and atomic structures. Okay, in this presentation we will discuss what is the bonding in material, alloys and its classifications and atomic arrangements. First, bonding in material, ionic bonding. Okay, I think you already know this types of bonding. Okay, so ionic bond is a bond which is formed when valence electrons are transferred from one atom to the another atom to complete the outer electron shell. The best example is NaCl. Na has one electron in outermost shell and Cl has 7 electron in outermost shell. So Na donate or Na give the one outermost electron to Cl and both completes its outermost shell configuration. Then covalent bond. This type of bond is special type of bond where electrons are shared by both atoms. In this case, electron is donated by this and received by this, but in this case, these electrons are shared by both atoms shares its electrons. Okay, so best example is CH4. Okay, and the last type of bond is metallic bond. In metallic bond, when the valence electron are not associated with a particular atom or ion, but it exists as a cloud of electrons around the ion class centers. So these are the atoms and these are the electrons which is not associated with this atom or this atom. It is present around the atoms. So it is just like a sea. Okay, in this sea electrons are floating and these are the atoms which are present there in the sea. Okay, so these are the three types of bonding: ionic, covalent and metallic. In ionic, donating and receiving is take place, and in covalent bond sharing is take place, and in metallic bond there is no association of atoms with electrons. Electrons are just like a cloud or sea, and in this cloud or sea atoms are present here. So metallic material have good electrical and thermal conductivity because of that electrons which are floating here and there. Okay, so this acts as a good conductor for heat and current. Then alloys. So alloys are the mixture of two or more elements. In these elements, one must be a metal. Okay, to become alloy, one must be a metal and another may be a metal or non-metal. Okay, so there may be two elements or more than two elements. So it is made by melting, mixing and then cooling the metals. Okay, first we will melt the metals. For example, if I have two metals A and B, then I will melt both metals, then I will mix it in a container and cool it to solidify into a single metal. Okay, that is the process for formation of alloy. Then alloys may contain non-metals like carbon. Okay, in alloy, second element may be a metal or non-metal. Okay, so mostly you know that steel, cast iron contain carbon, non-metal. Okay, so steels and cast iron are the alloys which contain carbon as a main constituent with iron. Then properties are superior to their compounds. Okay, in case of sterling silver has composition 92.5% silver and 7.5% copper. So the hardness of this sterling silver is more than pure silver. Okay, hence alloys are mostly developed or created because these properties of alloys are superior. Physical, mechanical, thermal properties are superior than pure metals. Then bronze, we already know bronze 7:1 ratio, copper and tin. Then types of alloys. So there are two types of alloy: substitutional types of alloy, which has similar size of atoms, and with this there is a replacement takes place. We will see in example. Okay. Then second type is interstitial type of alloy, where different size of atoms are there and smaller and fills interstices, means spaces between the atom. So for example, this is my A metal. Okay, and this is my B metal atom. So in pure metal there are only A metals. Okay, so A is a pure metal. In this case you can see this is the alloy. This is the binary alloy, means there are two metals or two atoms are present. A atom, okay, this is the A atom and this is B atom. Okay, and if you compare A atom with B atom, the size of A and B is similar. Okay, when the size of A or and B, or size of one metal and size of another metal, I am talking about atomic size. When atomic size of A metal and atomic size of B metal is same or similar, okay, then substitutional type of alloy is formed. Okay, in case of this interstitial alloy, you can see this is our A metal and this is our C metal. Okay, you can see the size of A metal and C metal is not same. Okay, hence the C metal fills the interstices, means there is a blank, or this is the vacant space present here. In this vacant space, C atoms fills the vacant space. So this is the interstitial type of alloy, where size of A and size of C is not same. Okay, in interstitial type of alloy, the atomic size of A and atomic size of C, means two metals having different atomic size can form interstitial type of alloy, and two metals having similar size of atom will form substitutional type of alloy. And this is the substitutional and interstitial type of alloy, where you can see this is metal B, this is metal A, and this is metal C. Okay, so these are this one and this one are the binary alloy, and this is the ternary alloy, where three metals are mixed here. Okay, binary means there are two elements or two components in the alloy, and here three components mean ternary alloy. Then atomic arrangements. So solids can be divided into crystalline form and amorphous form. In crystalline form, you can see this is the quartz, the example of crystalline material, where you can see a arrangement. Okay, you can see a proper arrangement is there. This arrangement is repeated multiple times. Okay, so this is known as a pattern. Okay, this same pattern is repeated multiple time. Okay, and if the same pattern repeated multiple time, we call it as a array of this pattern. Okay, so the array of pattern is present in crystalline material, whereas in amorphous material the array of pattern is not there. Okay, so there are different types of patterns. Because of that different patterns, this is amorphous material, and if there is a proper array of pattern, then we can call it as crystalline solid. Okay, so there are two types of atomic arrangement, crystalline and amorphous. Then in crystalline there is a periodic arrangement of atom, okay, repetitive pattern, that is known as array. And in non-crystalline or amorphous material, random arrangement of atom is there. So the periodicity of atom in crystalline solid can be described by a network of points in a space called lattice. Okay. So metal mostly have a crystalline structure. So this is the body centered cubic structure. This is the chromium material. So this is body centered cubic structures arrangement, okay, BCC structure arrangement. And this is the chromium metal, okay. So this is the gold metal, okay, you all know gold, and gold has FCC structure, FCC crystal structure. So this is the structure of FCC gold. And third one is hexagonally closely packed, HCP, okay. This is the structure of HCP. This is zinc. So zinc has HCP structure. This is the unit cell of chromium, and these are the atomic arrangement of chromium, okay. If I make a pattern of this structure, okay, repeated pattern of this structure, then I will get the complete material chromium, okay. Similarly, if I repeated this pattern multiple time, then I will get zinc material, okay. So zinc has this HCP structure, then chromium has this BCC structure, okay, BCC, then HCP, and this is FCC. So gold, if I repeated this pattern multiple time, then I will get gold's crystal structure, okay. So these are all the crystalline structure, okay. So thank you.